Alright, I apologize for that. So, like I said, there's some torch bit heads that hold this light lens to the housing itself. I have one of these kits. I got it from AutoZone. It's got from T6 to T30. Comes in handy for these little heads. This one's the one that actually has the hole in case you have the special feature ones. I don't know if y'all can see that. They have the little stud in the center. It's just for anti-theft measures, I guess, is what they did it for. But this one looks like it's a... Oh, smaller than that. So, let's see. Boom, okay. So this one is a... Looks like a T15. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It might not focus too well on it. See? Yeah, so it's a T15. And all you got to do is just remove these screws. Go around, take them off. And the reason why I'm doing this, if a couple of y'all don't know, I, like most of you, enjoy my vehicle and I like my vehicle running, looking and feeling right. I don't like it when my car looks kind of, sad. And there's a lot of people that, for some strange reason, have really nice cars, but they don't take care of them. And me, I'm not that kind of person. I want my car to match my personality and my way of thinking. So I try to take care of what I gotta take care of when I gotta take care of it. I do the upkeep I need to do on my vehicle, that way it'll run right, and hope that it runs for a long time. Doesn't always happen that way, but stuff happens. So after you remove all the screws that are around the perimeter of the lens, we can start with the cleaning itself. Okay, so apologies. Tired. So all of that's done. So let me grab the pause you real quick. All right, so I'm back. Had to go and get a couple of tools. So first things first, we're gonna do a light cleaning. This is water, a little Fabuloso, and mean green degreaser. I mean, you can do whatever feels right to you. I just like having a saturated lens that's clean. And Fabuloso, for us people that if you don't know, we love Fabuloso. So I love the way it smells, and I like working with it. It doesn't hurt my hands. I also have the degreaser. And this is the thing that really gets me here. Okay, so I just wet my lens, and this is what it looks like when it's wet. So I mean, I'm pretty sure this lens can be saved. There are things that happen if you leave it out too long and you let it go too long without fixing it. It's called micro cracks. It happens in the acrylic where it just gets into it and it starts breaking down, and you'll see white lines. This might very well still have them. I'm not too sure. I can't see any right now, but just because I can't see them doesn't mean that they're not there. The only time you'll see them is when you shine a light through them. So for right now, I'm just doing a light little spritz, and I'm gonna clean it up. Clean it up right quick. Okay. Okay. Well, it doesn't look too bad. It may have micro cracks. I'm not seeing any, but again, you have to shine the light through the backside in order to see them. Alright, so now that the cleaning cycle is done on, the rinse and wipe down, spray and wipe down is done, I'm going to begin with P1000 Automotive Wet Dry Sandpaper. A lot of people say that they want it in a block to make it, you know, to make it firm enough to hold. So I'm just going to use the 2000 grit sandpaper block as a little bit of a buffing wedge. I'm going to wet the whole area down again. That's why it's called wet. You got to keep your eye on it and make sure it doesn't get too dry. Otherwise, you can cause some real bad stuff to happen. So what I'm doing right now is resurfacing the level of the acrylic down to a more favorable plane. That's what the 1000 grit sandpaper does. I mean, I honestly think this is going to come out looking good because my wife's that I did the other day came out looking good, but I'm not an expert by any means. I'm a man that's just trying to do and learn and adapt to life as it comes my way. And I hope that's why you're following me, because you want to learn how to do some cool shit too, right? So I do a nice little even pass. With the 1000 grit, I go long ways, side to side. Alright? And the reason I do that is because the 1000 grit is the most coarse grit that I got. So if it's going to do cutting, it's going to do cutting on one side. You know what I mean? Make sure you get around it really well. That way you can really get in there. And once it starts sliding really easy, usually that means that you're at the level where the sandpaper is no longer doing anything to affect the surface of the lens. You can spray it down. I'm going to get this side because I want this side to look really good. These are the lights that are going to be on my car for a while, so I want to make sure that they look right and tight. I don't like that. I don't like that. It doesn't give me the contour that I need, so I'm going to just freehand it. Now, you can go slow. I'm going my speed. You can go whatever speed you want to make sure you ensure and get the best results that are there for you. Because my light has contours, I'm using my fingertips to form the sandpaper around. That way I get into the little crevices that it has, and I'm using my fingers to get up and around the top of the light as well. I mean, I don't know if anybody else does this. I just prefer to do it because I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I want to make sure that everything I do properly, give it a good, nice, even look, and voila. Alright, so sorry about that. You're going to be seeing intermittent pauses in my video. Unfortunately, I don't want you to have to just watch me sanding stuff or what I'm doing in between. So this is after the pass with the 1000 grit sandpaper. You see how it fogged out really, really bad? That's actually not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with the 2000 grit sandpaper that I got. Or I have 1500. Yeah, 1500. So I used 1000. I'm going up to 1500. Then I'm going to go to 2000 and then 3000, which is the finest sanding thing you can do. So 1500 is what I'm going to start right now. So I'm going to pause it after the 1500 is done. You're going to see that this light's going to get a lot whiter. It might actually start letting you see the lens and everything underneath it, but it's still going to be very blurry. So don't worry if you get to this stage and you're freaking out because you think you did something wrong. You didn't. What you did was you completely planed this area, and now it's all nice and smooth. If you do still see some cracks in there or some scratches in there and you want to get them out, I mean, you can do that, but remember, structural integrity of the lens is important, so you need to make sure that you're doing it right. Don't push down too hard. Don't try to cut too deep, because if you do, you're going to get an uneven sand pattern, and it's going to not look right. So I'm going to do the 1500 now. Alright, so I got to do this one quick. So this is the 1500 grit. You see how you can start seeing it clear up the lens a lot? For this one, instead of going long ways, I went circular pattern. For the next one, I'm gonna go back and forth and up and down. Cause well, I think I'm trying to overlay them. So the first one was like this, second one was like this, the third one's gonna be like this. Hopefully it's gonna take out a lot of this stuff, and hopefully we'll see that the lens is still good. Still looks okay, especially when it's wet. So that gives me kind of hope. Look, this is what it looks like when the lens is wet, and once the rubbing compound and polish is on it, it should clear up the lens to where the lens looks like that. Okay, so hopefully that's what's gonna happen. So on to the 2000 grit before the 5000 grit. See, so 2000 grit up next, and then after that it's the 3000 grit, followed by the rubbing compound and the polish. So 2000 grit is gonna go in right now. Okay, so after hitting it with the 2000 grit sandpaper, it's came out looking like that, which is actually pretty good. Now it's gonna dry. I'm gonna let it dry up, and then I'm gonna hit it with the 3000. So that's the one where I go all the way over, because it's gonna pretty much polish out with the rubbing compound. So 3000 is next, and then I'll get right back to you. All right, so apologies, I got a phone call. Yeah, I'm here. So this is after 3000 grit sanding, and it's pretty clear. The lens is actually going to get buffed with rubbing compound right now, and then we're going to see what the result looks like. So hang on. All right, so right now I'm going to do the buffing. So I purchased this Pro Elite 6-inch orbital buffer / polisher from AutoZone for 40 bucks. You might want to look at your local store to see if they have it. This I also purchased from AutoZone. It's McGuire's Ultimate Compound. It is a abrasive, so be very careful with what you're doing with this stuff. They say for you to put a couple of dots right on the pad, so that way it will adhere to the light. I put a little bit of everywhere. Don't be afraid to use a little bit. If you do, you are gonna use some. But so far, after the cleaning and sanding, this is what the lens looks like. It may not look too clear right this second, but it's about to clear up a lot. So let me get this started, and I'll get right back with you. All right, so I am still, this is only the rubbing compound, the McGuire's that I was showing you, but to give you a little update, babe, check this out. So remember what the lens started at, right? So it started looking, oh shoot. It started off looking like that. Sorry. See that? I mean, it's not bad. Light still does pass out through it, but it's not the same. So it started looking like that, and after the steps of working up from the 1000, you can start at an 800 grit. I wouldn't personally recommend it, because it will dig deeper into the plastic, but I gotta tell you, man, this looks pretty nice. So babe, you remember what the light looked like before?
Mm-hmm. It was very dirty.
So this is just one pass with rubbing compound now. Look at how clear that is. I haven't even put polisher on it yet. That's just rubbing compound. And that's only one pass. So a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of people think that, you know, you have to replace your lights all the time whenever they get messed up, and that's not the case. Sometimes you can save yourself a couple $100 depending on what you're going to do, and you can custom your lights your own way, and that's exactly what I'm doing. That's what I'm about. I'm trying to make sure that what I'm doing is going to be a good thing for me, for my family, for me to be able to drive comfortably and see properly, and I don't have to worry about, you know, I couldn't see because your headlights weren't coming out. Because you know how, y'all know how the 5.0 be. So I'm going to do the second pass of the rubbing compound right now. But I just wanted to update you guys on the progress and let y'all know what's going on with it, what's going good with it. And we'll see you in a moment. All right, folks. So this is after the second pass of the rubbing compound all over the lens. And making sure to get into the little nooks and crannies. So that's what the light looks like now. So That's what the light housing looks like now. It is crystal clear. I mean, you can barely see any marks on it. I do have to still polish it and then clear coat it so that way it stays protected. Clear coat. It's another thing. You can wrap these in clear coat, which are good, but it ultimately won't last forever. Spray paint won't last. The spray paint clear coat, the rattle can won't last forever. I think it lasts like a year. So I recommend if you're gonna do that route, you make sure that whenever you wash your car, after maybe like 5 or 6 washes, you might want to do at least the rubbing compound and then the polish on the lens again, and then or at least a 3000. Start with a 3000, give it a good scuff. That way you can put that rubbing compound in and clean it up all over again. Or you can just start all over with a thousand grit and work your way back up. So that way you can get these things looking right and tight. But yeah, that's a massive improvement over that. And I mean, I'm not a professional by any means. This is just something that I saw. I've done body work before. I've done, custom stuff. It's just something that I'm trying to get information and show you how to do it out to the world, because I don't know everything, but I do know a little bit about a little bit. So if there's something I can teach, I would rather do that. That way I can put it out to the world. That way they can teach other people. And it's like in a sense that we're helping each other. Because due to this COVID stuff, we're not able to actually, do this kind of stuff together. Unfortunately, families are kind of stretched thin because of these COVID restrictions. And even though it's starting to come back, it's still going to be a while before we ever get right. So this is my way of reaching out to anybody that's trying to do something, that wants to do something. I do follow a whole bunch of people on YouTube: Throttle, Sam Crack, Rich Rebuilds. Off the top of my head, I watch a lot of YouTube, so I got in on it and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna do some stuff so that way I can put it out there too. I don't have a specialized area for doing this stuff, because trust me, if I did, I'd be doing some crazier stuff. But right now I'm starting small, just getting my foot in the door. I do love watching all content that the people that I explained, plus more. If you look at my link, you can see all the things that I follow. I like fishing shows, cooking shows. I like funny stuff. I like non-funny stuff. I mean, I'm a man of many talents and a man of many likes and a couple dislikes. But, I try my hardest to keep my dislikes down to the minimum, because I want to give positivity out to the world. I'm not always a positive person. I can tell you that right now. Even though I have my glasses on, I'm not always a positive person. I'm not always a glass half full kind of guy, but I'm trying really hard to be. I'm trying every day to be a better person than the day I was before. And you should too. If you're watching my stuff, I'd appreciate it if you try to do the same. Treat others like you'd like to be treated. Do what you can when you can. Compromise where you can, and where you can't, stay strong. So this video is just about done. I was gonna do the LED upgrade light on it, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this video and do another video baking open the light and putting in the daytime running light and the halo eye, all that stuff, just so that way this one doesn't run for forever. So thank you for watching. If you like what you've seen, you can comment, like, subscribe, follow me, let me know what's up, and I'll continue giving content out. So thank you very much. What up, fam? We'll see you later.